What do you think's going on?
Well, it seems to me the Prime Minister is desperate to get a deal. I mean, although he keeps talking up no deal and that would be his preferred option, I think in his heart of hearts he knows that would be devastating for the UK economy and is trying to get a deal. But I think we shouldn't be using this word deal. This is a divorce agreement. This is how you break apart. This doesn't talk about the future relationship with the European Union. This deal, if anything does come back, will be a worse proposition than Theresa May brought back to the House of Commons. So whether or not it passes Parliament, I'm very unsure.
Well, exactly. I mean, if it does come back to Parliament, what should Parliament do in your view?
Well, there's many of us been clear right across the House that if the Prime Minister brings back any deal to Parliament, we'll happily allow it to pass the parliamentary processes if he attaches a confirmatory vote and sends us back to the people. That's the compromise. If he's so confident that this is a good deal for the country, let's analyse the deal, let's get everyone else to analyse the deal, and let's put a credible proposition back to the people to say, is this what you want if you want to leave the European Union? That seems to be a good compromise.
I mean, wouldn't that be the way to try and bring everyone together, Mr. Thomas?
That's absolutely not right. I disagree with Ian in his characterisation of the Prime Minister preferring no deal. That's clearly not right, and we can see that from the determination of the Prime Minister to get a deal. But if the deal comes back to the House of Commons, I think there's every chance that it will pass. Those like Ian who don't want no deal, the way to stop that would be by voting for a deal. It just would be crazy. All those who voted for the Benn Act because they wanted to prevent no deal, a deal is brought back to the House of Commons, then they vote against it. That's completely illogical.
What does the Prime Minister do if the European Union say, yeah, we think we're making progress, but we don't think we're going to be able to agree by this deadline, therefore we want to give you a further extension for further negotiations? What should he do at that point?
I think we should be very firm about the timetable. The risk of the 31st of October slipping, we saw that with the previous deadline of the 29th of March. When is this going to end? We delayed till January, we delayed till March.
So we crash out without a deal?
So we come out without a deal. This crash out, walk off the edge of the cliff. This government has been preparing for every eventuality for the past 3.5 years. We cannot carry on as a country forever debating the subject of Brexit. Ian and I didn't come into Parliament to debate forever the endless subject of Brexit. It must be resolved.
I also didn't come into Parliament to make my constituents poorer, and that's what any deal that the Prime Minister will bring back will do, because it will be a worse deal than's been presented to us already.
Can you stop him?
If there is no deal, the Benn Act is pretty clear. The law of this country is clear. The Prime Minister has to, by Saturday, get a deal passed or get an affirmative view on no deal. If he gets neither of those, the law is clear. He must seek an extension to the 31st of January, and in that 3-month period, we should have a confirmatory vote on what he brings back from the European Union and put this to bed forever.
Well, that's why my preference would be to have a sitting on Saturday. You're telling us that we may...
Well,
we may
not me, it's the government. I mean, the government is refusing to confirm at this stage that there will be this so-called Super Saturday.
Individual members of Parliament, such as myself, have made arrangements, cancel the constituency again. And I'm sure if there is a Saturday sitting, you'll be here and we will be here as well, and we'll be ready to vote.
Regardless of what comes back, because the law in the Benn Act is pretty clear that we must seek that extension if no deal or any deal is not passed by Parliament on Saturday.
Minister Robert Jenrick last night was saying it might not happen. How would you react if it didn't happen?
Well, I think we should have it. It's in the timetable. We'll have a business statement on Thursday morning. Thursday might be too early for the Prime Minister to come back from Europe with any sort of deal. That deal then needs to be put to Parliament, because the law is pretty clear. A deal has to be put to Parliament and get an affirmative vote for that deal or an affirmative vote in favour of no deal. Otherwise, the law is clear. The Prime Minister must send that letter to the European Commission and seek that extension to the 31st of January.
Do you still hold out a hope that it might not happen in the end?
Well, I think that's up for the public to decide. I'm very much a Democrat that says we understand that the public voted to leave. The Prime Minister, 2 Prime Ministers now, are looking to bring back deals to try and pass Parliament. If they don't pass Parliament, the easiest way to do this is to send it back to the people. Send the deal that the Prime Minister brings back, or the previous deal, with the option to remain, and say to the public, is this what you want to do? I certainly would campaign for Remain, because it's the best possible deal we've got.
And how would you campaign if there was another referendum?
I think not just me, but so many others who actually voted for Remain first time round would campaign for leave, because they are Democrats first. Ian says he's a Democrat. We have had a democratic mandate. We must get on and leave.
OK, thank you both very much indeed. I'm sure we'll be seeing you again. Thank you.